Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're diving into a really unique digital archive. It's a raw, totally unfiltered collection of documents that maps out one person's entire professional and educational life. Think of us as digital archaeologists, about to piece together a story from all the fragments left behind.
So let me start with a question for you. What if you could actually explore the mind of a modern engineer? I'm not talking about a polished resume or a LinkedIn profile. I mean the real, messy, complex web of thoughts, calculations, frustrations, and tools that actually make up their expertise. Well, that's exactly what we get to do today.
Okay, let's jump right in. And immediately we see stuff like this. Look at it. Dense, complex electrical engineering equations. This is clearly someone who is deep in the technical weeds of things like power systems and transformers. It's precise. It's analytical. It's pure engineering. But then you find something else right alongside it.
And it's this, a raw log of complaints. You see words like irregularity, failure, sick. This isn't a calculation. This is a record of pure frustration. It's the human side of the journey, all the friction, the setbacks, the bureaucracy.
And just when you think you've got it figured out, a third layer pops up. All this modern software development lingo. We see GitHub, Azure, commits, source code. So this isn't just a traditional engineer. This is a mind that also speaks the language of today's tech world. Cloud platforms, version control, and coding.
See, this isn't just a random pile of files. It's a story told in three completely different languages. The language of physics, the language of human struggle, and the language of modern software. Our job now is to piece it all together and see what kind of portrait we can build.
All right, let's start our excavation by decoding the engineer. We've got to find that core technical signal hidden inside all of this noise. What is this person's foundational expertise? Where did it all start?
Well, a theme that keeps popping up over and over in the technical notes is the transformer. It's this fundamental piece of electrical engineering, right? It's used to change voltage levels in power systems. And these notes are just packed with calculations about their performance, their losses, their design. This is obviously a core area of study for them.
And this slide just shows you how deep the knowledge goes. These aren't just abstract ideas. The notes have concrete specs for, say, a 10 kilovolt ampere transformer. We can see everything from the power losses measured in watts down to that precise 10-to-1 voltage ratio. This is practical, hands-on stuff.
Now, what I think is really cool here is the authenticity. This is a direct quote from the notes, a raw, unedited thought about how to calculate maximum power. It's a genuine snapshot of an engineer's mind at work. So, we've established this solid electrical engineering foundation. But what's the story that's built on top of it?
Let's move on to our second section, which is all about where this technical ambition meets the messy reality of actually building a career.
As you start piecing together all the mentions of different institutions, a path starts to form. It looks like it begins with some foundational education at St. Peace College, then moves into practical training with an organization called City Power, and it also involves navigating South Africa's national qualifications frameworks, SACA and DHET, to get diplomas and things officially recognized.
But remember those complaint logs? They paint a very vivid picture of the real-world hurdles. This was not a smooth ride. The documents detail struggles with just about everything, from assessment materials and plagiarism accusations to absolute bureaucratic nightmares with transcripts, registrations, and even getting work permits for training. This is the grit behind the degree. And this brings us to a really crucial part of the story, the modern toolkit. You see, this engineer's expertise wasn't just built in a classroom. It was assembled from a huge variety of sources.
If we visualize where all this knowledge came from, we see this fascinating blend. Look at this. Formal education is a big piece, sure, about 35%, but it is far from the whole picture. Corporate training, online code repositories like GitHub, and even hobbyist projects actually make up the majority of this person's expertise.
So for example, the notes show a really deep familiarity with GitHub. This isn't just a place to store code. For them, it's a tool for the entire project lifecycle, from planning and building all the way to deploying and monitoring. That's a modern developer's mindset being applied to the world of engineering.
And it's a similar story with Azure DevOps. We see talk about work items and test pipelines. This shows a real understanding of cloud-based development and the ideas behind continuous integration. That modern practice of automatically testing code as it's being written.
These are skills that are becoming absolutely vital in every technical field.
And I have to say, I love this part. We also see references to Elector, which is a popular electronics hobbyist magazine. This points to a genuine passion that goes way beyond the 9-to-5 job. It's about building things just for the love of it, from microcontrollers to audio circuits. And honestly, that's often where the most practical and creative skills really get sharpened.
Okay, let's bring all these different threads together. We've seen the technical foundation, the professional struggles, and this incredibly diverse modern toolkit. So, what does it all add up to? What's the final portrait look like?
Well, first, it just shatters that myth of a simple, linear career path. You know, the ideal we're often sold is this straight line from being a student to being an expert. The reality revealed here is so much messier. It's dynamic, it's a multi-threaded journey. It's this constant blend of formal study, corporate training, online learning, and personal passion projects.
What's so powerful, though, is that we can actually map this messy journey into a kind of repeatable process for any modern learner. You start with core knowledge, you apply it in practice, you expand your toolkit with modern software, you follow your curiosity, you learn to navigate the inevitable bureaucracy, and then, and this is key, you constantly integrate and repeat that cycle.
And you know, maybe this short, simple phrase from the notes just sums it all up best. Learning, technical outcome. Self-checking. That speaks to a deep sense of personal responsibility, of continuous self-assessment, and a focus on real, tangible results. That's really the driving principle behind this whole journey.
So in the end, what looked like just a scattered, chaotic archive is actually a remarkably coherent and vivid portrait. It's a map of a mind that's been shaped by continuous, multifaceted, and deeply personal learning. It's a true reflection of what it really takes to be an expert in today's world.
And that leaves us with one final thought. We've just explored one person's digital mind, pieced together from their own data. So let me ask you, what would a map of your own knowledge, your own struggles, and your own learning journey, what would that look like?